Goes in and out.
Paperwork in order and don't break the law. That's just well, I'll be able to just do
Base, I've got a code blue here. Please advise. Reporting to base, incident under control.
Facial recognition in progress. Waiting area prime.
Giant dog. Empty houses.
No. Okay. Yeah, all right.
I've downloaded a patch to your optics so you can access our security system. It's set up so that I can't just let someone who isn't DedSec in. You'll have to do the manual override.
That is about what I was expecting. Can't be too careful in times like this.
One of Sabine's, are you? I'll see you downstairs later then.
Good. Now let's see what we have. Hello? Must be a way to get the power back on.
No DedSec registration detected. Identify yourself, or I'll seal the exits, hack your optic, and read you every drunken email you ever wrote until you starve.
Enough. I have clearance from Sabine.
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley, DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed. Ah, that's it. I'm reconnected to the network. Downloading our database.
Hello and welcome back to the upload.
News archives and... Oh no. Terrorist group DedSec responsible for deadly bombings in London. Dalton Wolf dead? I leave you people alone for a second and you immediately cock it all up.
The public thinks DedSec was behind the bombings. So who set them up?
There's a gap in my memory after Dalton... Well, let's be honest, after I disarmed the bomb at Parliament. I'm missing information about what happened after I was taken offline. But from what I can infer, an unknown hacker group identified only as Zero Day was involved. I believe this Zero Day staged the attacks and framed DedSec for their dirty work. Come to my terminal. Sabine is requesting a video call. Patching in Sabine Brandt now. I suggest you listen very closely to anything she has to say.
There you are. I'm glad you made it. Bagley. God, it's good to hear your demented little voice. Is your memory intact?
Not even slightly. The last record I have is of our HQ being raided. My only lead is a group known as Zero Day. Ring any bells?
No. But the HQ was attacked by some men in black, the same that were at Parliament. Maybe working together. We didn't stand a chance. They just gunned everyone down.
Definitely synchronized. How did you get out?
I managed to escape through the sewers to Camden. A contact smuggled me out of the city, and I've been hiding out in the north since.
Prudent. Your profile is red flagged as a high-priority target in the city's surveillance system. Even a partial recognition hit would have you hunted down and shot on sight.
And that goes for anyone who joins DedSec. I would like to have, but you're asking me to put everything on the line.
Listen, if anyone knows anything about risks, it's me. I lost everything and everyone. But it comes down to this. London is in a death spiral. And if DedSec can't pull it out, trust me, no one can. The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
You're right. I'm in. Let's get to work.
Excellent. New user registered. Welcome to DedSec. Now, it would be irresponsible of us to release you naked and mewling into the wild. You'll find equipment around the safe house that are essential items in your DedSec kit. We have a sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask. And while we're here, perhaps we can talk about updating your wardrobe. I mean, look at you. Come on.
You've got all these fancy new toys, but it's also important to know the basics. You need to learn how to throw a punch and how to take one. Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In DedSec, we try to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the pub and is an old DedSec contact. Not...
Let's start with some basic strikes. Hit me. Don't be shy. You want to get in under my block. Find the weak point. Nice one. Nice one. Quick on your feet now. You want to create distance. Just like that. Couldn't have done that better myself.
gear in order? Know enough not to punch yourself in the face or get shot for pulling out a gun too early? Brilliant. I'm working out how we find Zero Day and ruin their day, but I need someone with actual legs to do the legwork. Hope you're ready.
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent thugs. I'll let you be the judge of how best to handle yourself, but remember, you represent DedSec now.
Seriously, what is going on?
Okay, let's get started.
Make no mistake, London is under occupation. Armed mercenaries patrol our streets, allegedly to keep people safe, but really they're keeping the people scared.
That's Albion's plan. Much easier to trample people's freedoms when they fear everything. They never even see it.
So, we have to ignite the will to resist in the people of London by showing them that Albion aren't the solution. They're the problem.
For that, we'll need information. I'm pushing 2 sets of coordinates to your optic.
Cheers, Bagley. I've identified 2 opportunities. 1, we're going to disrupt some Albion propaganda. Remind the people it's not Albion's way or the highway. 2, we need intel about Albion operations if we want to throw a spanner in their plans. You game?
Yes, this is what I'm here for.
Brilliant. Let's get the people of London on board.
I've had enough of this. I know what you... Here's a pasting you'll never forget. Ah! You shit. Keep it together.
Hey.
Fine.
You prick.
You want to go? Is that it? Can't this harass you fuckwit.
participate in gatherings of more than 5 people.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Upload. We're talking about the optic and how it's changed our lives. Now, as you remember, Bloom announced a new version of the optic at the recent Tone conference, but we haven't heard too much about that since due to the dramatic events there. Let's cast our minds back and consider the technology. I mean, the optic changed everything. It lets you see things in AR. You no longer need a smartphone. You just have a small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve and lets you view your emails, take calls, browse the internet directly at the screen in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got this small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
Vicky, you sound like bloody news.
For safety, Albion drones are fitted with anti-riot equipment. All humans must comply with Albion.
Building a resistance group requires operatives with specialized skills. Technical abilities, firearms handling, and physical training are all valuable. Bare-knuckle boxing rings are a good place to find people who are good at throwing punches, or taking them. By defeating each opponent in an arena, you'll have an opportunity to face its best fighter. Prove your physical superiority, and they may consider joining DedSec. I'm guessing that's some sort of primate society thing.
All persons who obstruct or in any
Control, patch me through to something. I'll submit my report to the process of assembly.
There has to be a better way. Shocking!
Yes! Keep going! Woo! Yeah!
We're talking about Guy Larson, an enigmatic founder of Broker Tech. Everyone knows his name, but no one knows
They need to
welcome to today's episode of The Upload. We're talking about the optic and how it's changed our lives. Now, as you remember, Bloom announced a new version of the optic at the recent Tone conference, but we haven't heard too much about that since due to the dramatic events there. Let's cast our minds back and consider the technology. I mean, the optic changed everything. It lets you see things in AR. You no longer need a smartphone. You just have the small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve and lets you see your emails, take calls, and browse the internet directly as if the screen was in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got the small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
Vicky, you sound like you absolutely love the optic. Do you actually think that it's made our lives any better?
Now,
I mean,
don't be
sure,
stupid.
it's definitely made things a lot easier.
Right, let's find out what's it then.
Choose who you want to chat to, and they're there, ready to talk. And browsing the web is so much easier. I remember when you used to have to sit down at a computer with an actual keyboard and mouse and type everything out. And my favourite feature is public transport. With the optic, you can just walk straight onto the tube. It even acts as a passport. No longer do I have to dig around and try and find my old paper passport to travel somewhere. Also, I thought that Optic's marketing strategy, making it free to travel, was a stroke of genius.
It was really calculated when it was doing that. It was pushing this draconian device on us at all. Sure, everybody got to it with free Wi-Fi and phone plans. That definitely helped, but it wasn't a case of this is the product that you need in your life.
So much.
It's just the worst because you had to give up your privacy expectations and accept surveillance. It was almost like the government of Bloom didn't even need to make the optic mandatory. Making it mandatory was only to get the last holdouts across the line. If free data didn't convince you, fines and arrests from the state for not having the optic would pretty much be enough.
I've got your back. Get fucked! Shit! Donkey!
Restrictions on assembly.
Oh!
Don't come round here again. Get
Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Upload. We're talking about the optic and how it's changed our lives. Now, as you remember, Bloom announced a new version of the optic at the recent Tone conference, but we haven't heard too much about that since due to dramatic events there. Let's put our minds back and consider this technology. I mean, the optic changed everything. It lets you see things in AR. You no longer need a smartphone. You just have the small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve and lets you see your emails, take calls, and browse the internet directly as if the screen was in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got this small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
You actually think that it's made our life any better?
I mean, sure, it definitely makes things a lot easier. It's very simple to call them. All you have to do is choose who you want to chat to, and they're there, ready to talk. And browsing the web is so much easier. I remember when we used Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Upload. We're talking about the optic and how it's changed our lives. Now, as you remember, Bloom announced a new version of the optic at the recent Tone conference, but we haven't heard too much about that since due to the dramatic events there. Let's cast our minds back and consider the technology. I mean, the optic changed everything. It lets you see things in AR. You no longer need a smartphone. You just have the small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve.
Getting close.
And lets you see your emails, take calls, and browse the internet directly as if the screen was in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got this small handheld unit.
Have fun, weirdo.
It's great.
Sound like you absolutely.
You're just in time. Got someone all lined up for you. Online, on the street, are you here live to feel the heat, the sweat, the blood? Wherever you are, this is the most exciting thing you'll see all day.
Ready to lose?
A solid hit! That's the shit we like to see, am I right, people, or what? And that's a hit! One for the record books!
Let's see some
Now that's what I'm talking about. Solid strike from a solid fighter. Fucking hell! Seriously, no one will be able to get up from that. Place your bets, fight lovers. Here they come. Purveyors of violence and mayhem. They're poised, they're ready, they're wild and unsteady. Get on your feet and let them hear it. Almost knocked their teeth right out. Oh my God! You're absolutely disgusting. Feel the pitch in the morning if they wake up. Oh shit! Could that be the win right now? We're back at it again, folks. The only game in town worth
You're meant
your
to
time.
challenge me.
Society's crumbling, institutions fumbling. Come and see a couple of fighters take it out on each other.
Show me what you've got.
Oh, shit! And that's a solid blow there. Did you all see that monster hit on the screen? Fucking hell! Fucking wild blow! Oh my God! Whoa, that hit looked like it fucking hurt. That's right. You know him. You love him. His old man was a fighter and his gaffer. He's here with a ton to prove and representing his yachts. Let's hear it.
Shut up! You know who I am? I fucking run these...
Just like a proper live highlight reel.
Well, you think you're hard enough? Man's gonna...
They're getting murdered in there. Well, that's what happens when you're shit.
Signed up for a world of pain.
Massive blow to our fighter. Unbelievable blow. Don't know how anyone will come back from that. Oh shit! Could that be the win right now? But fucking wild blow! Oh my god! Did you all see that monster hit on the screen? Fucking hell! Just like a proper live highlight reel. Hope you didn't bet on the wrong fighter. That's how it goes in BKL. Expect the unexpected.
Auto drive now enabled.
Right, let's find her what's-its then. Just about there.
Don't find any better. You could make a lot of